In this video, we are going to be looking at some leaked Marvel Snap information. We got new cards, we got bundles, we got spotlight releases. This stuff is going not just through September, October, but into November a little bit too. It's crazy. There's a lot here, so let's just get to it. First, I want to shout out WolverSNAP.fan, specifically ItsGuestGaming. Fantastic work here. Absolutely love it. This is where we're going to go through to check all this information out. So we've got the October season pass image. If you were unaware, obviously it's a Halloween type theme. We've got also Bloodstone, Blade, and Ghost Rider. We're going to see what some of these cards do as far as Elsa Bloodstone and the new ones in October in a second. But generally speaking, I think all those look pretty solid. Here are the new cards that we've got. So we'll give a quick hot take on these. Elsa Bloodstone is a 2/2. If you play another card here to fill a location, give it +3 power. I'm assuming this means at any point in the game, so that's pretty solid. I think that's actually a really good season card. Black Knight, after you discard a card, add the Ebony Blade to your hand with that card's power once per game. So, okay. Black Knight's pretty cheap. The Ebony Blade costs 4 though. I mean, that could be pretty sick with like a Dracula type combo, but I mean, you Dracula on, well, I don't know. This is interesting. Not a Dracula type combo, but a Sif type combo is what I meant to say. So you get Black Knight early, maybe you Sif on 3. If you have Dracula and Ebony Blade in your deck, you play Ebony Blade either on 4 or 5, whatever. But then that means you're not playing MODOK. Well, I guess you can play MODOK on 6. And the Ebony Blade can take the power of your Apocalypse, which is huge. So you could potentially get 2 APOC. So actually, you know what? This is a great card for that deck. I think this is going to be phenomenal. I would be shocked if people didn't really love to play this. I mean, I think one of your ideal play lines, Black Knight into Morbius, into Sif, into either Dracula or Ebony Blade, you know, vice versa, turns 4 and 5, and then 6 you MODOK. I mean, that's pretty good. Assuming you maybe got swarms in hand too, you can put some swarms on the board. That's pretty strong, in my opinion. You've got Morbius, you've got Ebony Blade, and you've got Dracula. You could potentially take every lane there. That's wow. All right, Werewolf by Night, 3/3. After you play an on-reveal card at another location, move there and gain +2 power. All right, this is great for obviously on reveal decks, just generally getting a strong Werewolf by Night. I could see somebody pairing this up with like a Miles or something along those lines, or Kraven. I mean, it's easy to move back and forth with the Kraven potentially. Nico Minoru. I looked at this a little earlier, and this is going to be interesting. I don't know how I'm going to keep track of this, but we're going to go through this. She's a 1/2. On reveal, after you play your next card, cast a spell. This spell changes each turn. So I don't know if it's 1 spell per game, meaning it's just after you play that next card, she does something, right? She's going to do something. So I think it depends what turn it is that she does that something. So you play her on, let's just say, turn 4. The next card you play, she does something, and that's it. She's done. She doesn't do anything else. I think that's going to be the case. It'd be insane if she kept doing spells all game. So we'll go over those spells in just a second. They're listed below. Man-Thing is a 4/5. Ongoing 1, 2, and 3 cost cards here, -2 power. When I first saw this, I was like, dang, that seems super strong. We'll see if it is. I mean, spoiler, it's a Series 4 release. I was a little bit surprised by that when I first saw this. Like, oh, dang, all right. I mean, but it's both people's cards, so maybe that's why. But if somebody's filled up a lane with a lot of 1, 2s, and 3s, this is going to be pretty solid. All right, and here's the series releases. Obviously, Elsa the Season Pass, Man-Thing the only Series 4, Black Knight, Nico, and Werewolf by Night all Series 5. So depending how you like these, think ahead about your tokens and your Spotlight caches. All right, the Nico spells. So you can see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that makes sense for maybe just being per turn. I don't know if this is the order of like turns 1 through 7 here. It doesn't necessarily say. We might not know yet. But the first one is after you play your next card, it becomes a demon. Okay. I don't know if that means it's a 1/6 or if it gains 6 or if it just straight changes it. It's like, okay. And then that means it's threatened by a card like Killmonger. Next one we've got, it's just, I mean, I guess that's turn 1. Maybe if you play a 0, turn 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So yeah, that's what I'm assuming. Turn 2, after you play your next card, destroy it and draw 2 cards. I mean, this isn't too bad potentially. I mean, everybody likes to draw some cards. Maybe you pair this up with something like a Bast or a card that you just don't really care about being on the board. Even a Nova, you know, any card that you just don't want out there necessarily for taking up space. After you play your card, move it 1 location to the right. Okay, it's like a reverse Iron Fist. I love that. That's interesting. After you play your next card, give it +2 power. Great. That's awesome. That's turn 4. Turn 5, after you play your next card, replace that card's location. Good Lord, there's a lot of stuff here. How are you going to even remember all these? We're going to have like a cheat sheet for anybody playing Nico up on untapped.gg, Snap.fan. Anybody who has trackers in game, can you have a specific Nico one so it flashes like this is what she's going to do next turn? All right, on 6, after you play your next card here, add a copy of it to your hand. This could get insane with like a negative deck. I mean, even at 2-1, it's like, who cares? It's not an expensive cost. So on 6, you play her for potentially worst case scenario 2 cost. You play your Iron Man at potentially 0-5, and you get another one for typically when you're doing negative, you're getting a turn 7. That's bonks right there. That's kind of nutso. And then on turn 7, after you play your next card, double its card's power. That's also insane. So she seems like, wow. Okay. I mean, even, good Lord, even that with that Iron Man in the negative deck works there too. So this card is straight insanity, to be honest with you. It's going to be hard to track all those, but I think those are all really good and I like them. Conquest reward is a Midnight Sun kept Marvel pretty sharp. Got 2 new locations. The Abbey, first to put 2 cards here, draws a card. All right, that's cool. Hotel Inferno, after you play a card here this turn, destroys the top card of your opponent's deck. All right, wait, after you play a card here this turn. So it has to be that turn only. Okay, that's interesting. I love the card backs. They're all amazing. I love that they did the blade with the silver and the infinite gold colors. Season pass variants look good. All right, spotlights. Let's talk about these. So we're getting confirmation on some of these. So X23, this is sort of nuts. So they've got X23 back in it. Echo, I think that's her first time. Thanos back in it. Though that Soulstone nerf hit him pretty hard. I really think for Thanos, they might want to consider, depending, we'll see what the data shows, but they might want to consider allowing Thanos to have the Mind Stone in turn 1, starting the game. Not starting the game, but after they get into your deck, it automatically comes to your hand. I don't know, something to think about. I think with, the fact that you need to draw the stones to get more draws, it could be really hard to draw and could be a little problematic. All right, October 9th, it's going to be Man Thing is going to be the first one. Again, this is a series 4. So just looking at this, I would say don't pull for this week at all. I think I like Man Thing, but if you want Man Thing, I would spend tokens on it. So that's, to me, an easy skip week. Black Knight's the next week. I talked about how much I love this card. MODOK's in that same week. That card pairs together straight up. So I think that makes sense. I think this is probably going to be a must pull type week. I don't love that we're getting Stature and MODOK again in a spotlight for repeats, but the variants are pretty cool. So I don't know. I'm definitely pulling this week. I enjoyed discard a little bit. I think Black Knight looks awesome. October 23rd, we got Nico, Kitty, and Phoenix. So the season pass of Phoenix comes back. That's not really super attractive. Kitty back in again. I think that regardless, you're probably going to want to try to pull for Nico. She seems like she's probably going to be a super strong card. And I have to say that variant is insane looking. Wow. So I'm definitely pulling for that week. The 30th, happy birthday to everybody in October, mainly for those Halloween babies out there. Werewolf, Silk, and Ghost Spider. Ghost Spider, trash. Silk, okay, another one there. I just want Werewolf by Night. I don't think this is necessarily a fantastic, amazing must-have, but I think for certain people who want to play it, yeah, if you're on review or you like moves, I think it makes sense. I think it's going to be a strong card and definitely do some good damage out there. All right, then in November, it's obvious that we were going to get Miss Marvel as the new card, ongoing adjacent locations, where you have, this is interesting, ongoing adjacent locations where your cards have unique costs have +5 power. I don't know what that means. Comment below what unique costs mean. Does that mean it's got to be cost less than or something different than 4? Like, I don't understand that. I mean, don't all costs have unique? I mean, I guess maybe it's saying if you don't have all 1s in the spot. I don't know. It strikes me as a very odd card. I don't understand what they're doing there. Gladiator, a 3/8 just by itself is super strong. And Miss Marvel, 4/5, that's okay. On reveal, add a card from your opponent's deck to their side of this location. If it has less power, destroy. Okay. I don't know if I like this. I think it's interesting. I mean, it's like, but you could pull one of their higher cards then, and then you did to them a favor. Like, I don't want to do that. And a 3/8 strong, so I don't know. I don't know if I like this. We'll see. All right, Annihilus, a 5/8. On reveal, your cards with 0 or less power switch sides. Destroy those that can't. I'm missing something here. I mean, I'm thinking of like, oh yeah, it'd be nice to kill like a Black Widow, Widow's Bite. If anybody sends you a Goblin, that's really nice. I think that's amazing for that. But to have like a card dedicated for a Goblin counter seems a little odd to me. Mr. Negative throwing that on the other side, but you know, this then, if this gets negatived, it's now a 6.5. So that feels weird. Again, let me know in the comments below. I'm missing something on that one. Martyr 2.6, great cost to par ratio. Let's see. At the end of the game, move to a location that loses you the game if possible. Okay, I'm struggling with these. I don't know if this is a troll data mine from Second Dinner. If it is, kudos to you guys. I legit am just, I don't know what the hell's happening. I hope they just put a bunch of nonsense in here because I don't get what's happening. That one specifically, like, when would you ever want to lose a game? Like, this has to be a troll job. It has to be. All right, and we're looking at Gladiator Series 5, Annihilus Series 5, Martyr Series 4. Honestly, like, I don't know if I want any of those. Again, I might be missing stuff. Please comment below. All right, we got a Peach Momoko Conquest Award for Psylocke. I need a Psylocke variant. I love Psylocke growing up. That is, I'm going to be excited for that one. New locations, Noor Dimension. After you play a card here, add a Dijon, or Jin, I think is how you say it, to your hand. There's more on that, I think, a little later. Tarnax 4. After you play a card here, transform it to another card of the same cost. Okay, I hate this, but it's interesting. I just don't like RNG. Card backs all look pretty cool. Digging those. I'm still saying that I think Spectrum is going to get a tweak in November, which would be perfect. We know about all these spotlights. That Negasonic spotlight is pretty awesome. Oh, wait, no, this is November. Okay, hold on. Step back here a second. So we get Eliath already back, null again, Negasonic. Okay, so if you miss Eliath or whatever, this is honestly like, I think this could be a skip week, assuming that you got Eliath already. I do like that variant, kind of interesting looking. November 13th, we've got Gladiator. Mirage is a fantastic card, absolutely. Loki being back, but by this time, Mobius is going to be in the game, so I think Loki could potentially fall off quite a bit. I just don't like Gladiator right now, so I don't know. But Mirage is a fantastic card, and Loki's a fantastic card. So potentially, but again, I think Loki's going to fall off by then. Awesome Loki variant. Week after that, Annihilus Dakin X23 again. Okay, she's a good card. I get it, but they're really recycling there, and we haven't heard anything about series drops, so I don't know. I'm a little confused by some of this. Again, Annihilus, I'm a little confused by that. If that's Series 5, I mean, as a content creator, I might pull for it, but I wouldn't feel good about it. I mean, I have the other two cards, and I don't love Annihilus, to be honest with you. Same thing with Martyr. Again, Jean Grey, Spider-Man 2099. We've already had them, so they're getting repeated. December looks like we're getting Sebastian Shaw, Firestar, Havoc, and Celine. That could be pretty cool. Looks like Firestar and Havoc are 5, and Celine's a 4. I could see that being a pattern every month. 1, 4, and most 5. Conquest reward. We got an Iron Man. Looks pretty good. Some new potential cards coming to the game. Beta Ray Bill, Black Dwarf, Sakaar, Supergiant, Stormbreaker, Proxima Midnight. So a lot of the Black Order, Meek, Hercules, Grandmaster, Corvus Glaive, Kyra. I actually don't know that name. I'm not familiar with that character. Black Swan, Midnight Sun features. These all look cool. I'm a big fan of Midnight Suns. It's a big reason I ended up coming to Marvel Snap, which I'll always be thankful for because I absolutely love this gaming community. These all look super good. I'm loving them. I'll be very curious to see the animations, but these are all great. I love the Galactus one. Looks interesting. New variants. There's this, again, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but Jin. On reveal, next turn, you get +2 energy, so that when we talked about that earlier, that could be pretty big. It's a 0/1. That's the case. That's pretty awesome. I'd love to have that. I'd love to keep copying it too. Put that in clones, right? Every turn, put that in clone, and eventually put a big card on turn 6 or the 4 spot there. All good looking variants. I saw this Echo one, and I find it interesting that she's like on fire. I apparently need to learn more about her abilities in the comics and lore. Comment below if you understand what's happening there. It just looks like, first I was like, is that Captain Marvel? Is that Spectrum? This Human Torch one is going to be awesome animations, I'm sure of it. Some Nico variants, all looking very good. Those are just from the spells. The Zombie Squirrel Girl, looking forward to that. Some of the Midnight Sun stuff. Dan Hip, also Dan Hip Martyr. The Mobius, we're going to get in offers in a little bit. I love this Wolverine. I think that's awesome looking. All of these are, again, pretty solid. We're not going to go through these individually because otherwise this video is going to be 45 minutes long. Okay, so this is the first one that I remember in game that they've got like feels like a Marvel comic cover. I like this. I like this a lot. I hope that they consider doing more of these in the future. I think it really hits home for any of those comic lovers out there. I really dig that a lot. I like this Moon Girl one. This is gonna be an offer later. This Venomized Man thing is fire. I absolutely love it. That is so cool looking. Actually, there's another man thing with the comic book cover. Love that. I'd say I'd love this, but the truth is you're never gonna see it, so who cares? But good work, Dan Hip. Blue Marvel Zombie. This APOC is fire. That's going to be, some of these are going to be in offers below, so we'll check those out in a second. Some new variants coming that we're pretty much above, so we're not going to go over those. All right, bundles. So we've got a lot of exciting stuff here. Crazy amount of new information, bundles, cards. I'm really interested to see how this all shakes out. I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Let me know what your thoughts are on all of this, hot takes, etc. If you want to join the Discord, that's in the description below. If you want to help support the channel, the biggest thing you can do is hammer down that like button, share with your aunts and uncles, nieces, nephews, comment, all that sort of thing to help that YouTube algorithm out. If you want to further support the channel, we've got Patreons, we've got Amazon affiliate links. You just click it below, go shop for whatever you're doing on Amazon. We got join on YouTube's, all that sort of thing. We appreciate you making it this far, and until next time, we hope you have a wonderful day.